Good morning, students. Let's continue with what we're doing. Uh, 11th G, physics, C212. Okay, import while download. Um, 11th is not this. Nice. Okay, 11. C1. Where is C2? Eleven. Oh, 11 C2. When was it downloaded? It's an old file, is it? 5.9. Okay, not that old, I suppose. Not that old. 'Till where we are done, if you remember, we had done till sorry, till where we are done. Adding three vectors. Yeah, we were doing adding three vectors, right? So let us see how to add three vector kids. You know, we know how to add two vectors, right? But we don't know how to add three vectors. So that's what we are here to learn today: how to add three vectors, right? And how we add three vectors is as I told you, if you have, let's say, three vectors, let's name them with different colors. We'll show them. I wish I could have all the good colors on this side so I don't have to move much. Um, that's fine, but pink could be here, yellow could be here, orange could be here. Those are my favorite colors. Can I move these guys somehow? Nope, no shifting is allowed. What can I do? I got a pink here. Is it possible to get a pink here? A pinky, where's the pinky color? More like a pink in it. Yeah, pink. Now, does it turn into pink? It just messes up everything. See, it changed something else here, which is not supposed to be done. And now it will not even get back. Still have a pink there. Shit. And I've got two pinks. It's not something I wanted. Weird how it works. There's some glitch with this. Now, but then we've got two greens now. Not something I wanted. Which color am I missing? I don't even know which color I'm missing. Oh, aquamarine. That's what I'm missing, right? So here is the aquamarine color. Perfect. Yeah. Cool. Now let's go ahead. Yeah, so as I was saying, we have to add three vectors, right? So let's see how to add three vectors. So as I have been intoning that in order to add three vectors, which is a vector plus b vector plus c vector, I can't do that, right? I don't know how to add three vectors. So what I'll do, I will add how many vectors at a time? I'll add two vectors at a time, right? So I'll add two vectors means a and b at a time, right? I'll add them and let their sum be s vector. So I get then a plus b becomes s vector. Then after that I'll add s vector with c vector. So basically how many vectors I'm adding at a time? Two only, right? That's all I know and that's all I'm doing. I'm not adding more vectors, right? I'm only adding two vectors at a time, right? Even though if I have to add three vectors, I will still add two vectors at a time. So that's the plan. I hope the plan is clear. Yes, that's the strategy we'll employ. Now let's go ahead and implement that. And how do we do that as well? By drawing the vectors, of course. There it is. You get a arrow here, like so. Seriously? There's a red. There it is. The brilliant red. There it is. Yep. So that's your which vector, kids? That's your Mr. A vector, right? That needs to be added with the other vector. Let's say it has got a different color. In that, it's let's say aquamarine, one of my favorite colors. It's aquamarine. There you go. And then that was the plan, guys. What was the plan? Did we had to add these two colors? Which ones? A vector and b vector, right? I have got my a vector, I've got my b vector. I'm simply going to add them now. Yes. So let's add them, and I'll get s vector, right, by adding them. So what is the first step to add? How do you add two vectors? What do you do? What is the first step? You have to bring what together? You have to bring the head and tails together, right? So let's bring the head and tails together. So I pick up this fellow from here and I put it here so that the head and tails are together. Perfect, kids. You all appreciate that, right? Now, uh, A and B vector will make a new vector called S vector. Let's color S vector. Let's give it green color. That's the sum vector, right? So addition of these two fellows are this. And then of course I should have written that which vector is this, after all, B vector, right? This is B vector, so I translated it here. It remains B vector, right? Because what I did, how did I shift it, guys? What did I perform here? Something called parallel shifting, right? That's what I did, parallel shifting. Good. Now uh, and now if I add them, I'll get S vector, right, which is the sum of A and B vector. So let's get the S vector, and here it is. Your S vector is here, right? There you go. I should have started from there, only it did not. Why is it messing it up? Can I use this? Yeah, now I can shift it. I hope. Perfect. There's a S vector, kids, right? I don't know, I'm quite finicky of the diagrams that I make. Now let me put things together. because almost I'm really not able to see that color. That's a red color. That's difficult to see. Okay, but I can see this color. Perfect. Now, guys, we have got which vector again? We have got Mr. S vector. There you go. Right. And once you get S vector, now I have to add S vector with C vector, right? To add S vector with C vector. So where's C vector, guys? You remember I had to add three vectors, right? A, B, and C. I added 1, 2, right? I got S vector. Then I have to add the third vector, right? That's how it is. So let's add C vector as well. And how will we add C vector? For that we have to draw C vector. Give it a color. What color we want to give it, kids? C vector. Let's give it gracious blue, like so. Nope, blue. And there you go. There you go. You got a perfect vector, right? That's your Mr. C vector. Goody. And then I would want to add that. So basically now what am I going to add, kids? Like I'm going to add Mr. S vector with C vector. Ready? S vector with C vector. And how I intend to do that is by bringing the tails and the heads together, as I always do, right? So let's shift Mr. C vector, right? Plug it from here and toss it all the way back in here. Brilliant, right? So I like this auto correction stuff, where it helps me to align the diagram perfectly. So now see, it's S vector, and which vector is it again? C vector that we have brought it here. Goody, C vector. Now, and then finally what I have to do? I have to add which vector, kids? S vector and C vector by bringing the head and the tail together, which are already together, right? As I've been telling you. Excuse me. And now let us add S vector and C vector, right? And they can be added by, again, by joining the remaining tail to the remaining head, right? So their addition will be the vector joining this with, there you go, right? This is your sum vector. And where will be the arrow? Arrow will be here. There you go. Right? And this is the result vector, which is the addition of S and C, is R vector, right? So you can take this down. That's how you add three vectors. So how do you add three vectors? By adding two at a time. Right. Let's go ahead. Now, how to add four vectors? In the same way, like if you let's say you added three vectors right now, right? A, B, and C. We added A, B, and C, and we got S vector and R vector. Actually, this should have been shown with a dotted line. That would make more sense. Line thickness. Okay, let's reduce the line thickness at least. right? So minimal. Okay. Eliciting it's a construction line. Yes. Okay. So now let's go ahead and check this out. How to add four vectors? Same way, guys. How we added three vectors? No, one, two, three. Same way we have to add four vectors also. Only this time you have to get the fourth vector and join it here, right? And then you can add the fourth vector also. So I will show you if you have an extra vector to add. Let's say this is the fourth vector you wanted to add. There's the fourth vector, let's say you wanted to add, right? So let's call this, give it a name, call it q vector. So if this was the vector you wanted to add, then how would it look like? Come on, you also should shut down like this guy. Yep. So this q vector, and now let's say you wanted to add an extra q vector. So there was a q vector, let's say here, there was a q vector here, there's a q vector here. So at the end, what do you have to do? You only have to add r vector with q vector, right? That can be easily done. R with q is not a big deal now, is it? R vector and q vector. So that will be a vector joining this, right? And this will be r vector plus. So let's write this down. What will it be exactly? So guys, this fellow will be r vector plus q vector, right? But if you see, what is Mr. Q vector anyway? What is it, guys? What is q vector? See, q vector. Sorry, not q vector actually. What is Mr. R vector? So the r plus q, this is r plus q. And if you see, what is your r vector anyway? What is r vector? Tell me. R vector is a plus b plus c, right? R vector is s plus c. That means it is a plus b plus c. So that is a plus b plus c, plus q. So that a plus b plus c plus q is your this final vector, right? Take this down. Okay, let's go ahead. Next is how to add four vectors. I just showed you, right? Three vectors we added, and then we added a fourth vector q, and then the result was this vector, right? Now four vectors also done. What is a vector when if this is a vector, what is the other vector having the same magnitude? Come on guys, if this is a vector, what is this vector? What's his name? If this is a vector, what will be this vector? It has got the same magnitude, it's mentioned there. So what will be that vector, guys? What will be the name of that vector? It will be minus a vector, right? Negative of that. Next, what is the addition of these three vectors? A vector plus b vector plus c vector. What is the addition of all these vectors? Think and tell me. If you add these three vectors a, b, c, what is the sum? So let us see what is a vector plus b vector. This is your a vector, right? And this is your b vector. B vector and a vector. So what will be this vector? This will be a plus b vector. You know, let's call it s vector. Then this a vector, this b vector, this s vector, right? But I want to find a plus b plus c. I want to find a plus b plus c, and I found out that a plus b is how much? S vector. So it's coming out to be s plus c, right? Right. Now, if you see s vector, it is in the downward direction, and c vector, sorry, c vector is in the downward direction, right? Can you see that? C vector is in the downward direction, right? Like this, right? Like this, the C vector. Whereas your S vector is in the upward direction. So if I ask you, what is the relation between S and C? Can you tell me? What is S and C vector, guys? Like C vector can simply be written as what? Negative of S vector or not? Because S vector is in the opposite direction, right? And C vector is in this direction. So can I write S vector is negative of C vector? How? The way we did here, if this A vector, this minus A vector. Opposite vector is minus A vector, right? So similarly, one second, let me make a better diagram. I think diagram is not very good. A, B and C vector. That's a C vector, right? And S vector is what? This is a S vector, right? Which is the sum of A plus B. If you add this vector and this vector, you get S vector, right? And this white vector is C vector. But you know C is opposite, right? So C can be written as what? Minus S vector, right? So from here, what do we get, guys? From here, I get that S plus C is how much? 0. Oh, which means C plus, which means S can be written as S is what? The sum of A plus B. Oh, so it is A plus B. I see. And what is that all equal to? That's all equal to 0, right? Because S plus C is equal to 0. Right? So S value again I'll put. S value is how much? A plus B, right? And then you have a plus C also. So add C also there. And sum is equal to 0. So we get A plus B plus C equal to 0, right? That's what we wanted. That A plus B plus C is coming out to be 0. So A is here, B is here, and C is here. So we see that the closed, they're closed, right? Closed. So very important term, closed. Closed. And ordered. What do you mean by ordered, guys? It means tail, head, tail, head, tail, head. So in alteration, ordered means tail, head, tail, head, tail, head, tail, head, like that. That's ordered. Ordered addition of vectors always gives us how much? 0. Right? And that's what we are getting here. A plus B plus C is equal to 0. Right? So that's a remarkable result. Check it out. Fine, let's go ahead now. What is the addition of 4 vectors? Now you will notice that they are also closed and they are also ordered. Tail, head, tail, head, tail, head, tail, head, tail. Alternate, right? So they are ordered and they are closed and they are ordered. So what will be the sum? 0. When we add n number of vectors such that they are all in order and are also form closed loop, then their sum is 0. And this is true for any number of vectors, doesn't matter, any. If you have 100 vectors also, if they are following, if they are closed and they are ordered, their sum will be 0, right? Take this down. Okay, next. Let's say I want to add these vectors 5, 4 and 3, like these three vectors I have to add, right? So what will be the sum of the addition of these vectors? Let's see that. Find the resultant of the vectors shown in the figure, right? So let's find their sum. What will be the sum, guys? What will be 5 plus 3 plus 5 plus 4 plus 3? Actually, no, not 5 plus 4 plus 3. What is the sum of this vector, this vector, and this vector? So you find the sum of the three vectors. Is how much? Right? So let's add them. What will be the addition of A vector, this AB and BC? I mean, what will be this plus this, guys? This plus this addition will be what? Tell me. You understand? It will be this, right? Might want to change the color. Yep, nice. So it will be this. Got it? So let's call this sum vector. Right? I added this and this and I got this vector. And the result will be this trait, right? Will be the result. So now this and this I added and now got S vector, and I have to add it further with this vector. So this vector plus S vector will become how much? For that I have to find the magnitude. So this is a right triangle. Let's say its magnitude is S. So how do I get S? I can write S square is equal to what, guys? 3 square plus 4 square, which is equal to 25. Which tells me that S is nothing but 5. Right? S is nothing but 5. And that 5 and this 5 makes how much? That 5 and this 5 makes 10, right? So addition of this and this, add them together, the result will be 10. So this will be 10 centimeter will be the addition. This 5 and this 5 will make 10. Right? So what will be the answer? The resultant of the vectors will be 10 centimeter. Now, what is the addition of these 4 vectors in terms of D? You want to add A, B, C and D. What will be this? addition of these 4 vectors, will it be 0? That's an interesting question. So, is the addition of these vectors 0? That's the first question that arises when you look at this problem. You think that is it 0? Let's find out if the sum is 0. You know. So you guys think about it. I will in the meanwhile save today's lectures. Think about it. We'll do it maybe in the next class. Let me first add all of it. Add all the lectures. Okay. Delete. Alright. So 1, 2. So tell me, what about this vector? How do you add them? A, B, C, D. How do you add these vectors? Will it be 0? Will the sum be 0? For that, are these vectored in order? Are they in order, guys? Let's answer that question, right? The most important question first is, are they in order at all? And for that, let's see if they're in order. How will you see that? This is tail, head, tail, head, tail, head, head. Oh, that's not allowed. Order is broken. Tail, head, tail, head, tail, head, tail should come. But what came up? Head. That's wrong. So the very first answer is, are they in order? Nope, they're not in order. I hope that makes sense. They're not in order. Right? If they're not in order, and are they closed? Are they closed? Yep, they are closed. That's fine. But they're not in order, guys. And if they are not in order, can their sum be 0? So sum will not be equal to 0. Sum is not equal to 0, right? Okay, sum is not equal to 0. That's for sure. Sum is not 0. So how much is the sum? For that, what we'll do is, see guys, what is this vector plus this vector plus this vector will be what? Will be nothing but this direct vector joined from here to here, right? Or if you don't understand that, at least you can see that this vector plus this vector will be, I hope you can see, it will be this vector, right? So this is nothing but your A vector plus B vector, right? Then you have a green vector, right, which is C vector. Now if you want to add C vector and A vector plus B vector, what will be the result? What will be A vector plus B vector added with C vector? A vector plus B vector is this vector, dotted vector, plus C vector will be what, guys? By triangle law vector addition, it will be joining the remaining tail to the remaining head, like this, right? That is what it is. So this is nothing but your A vector plus B vector plus the last one, which is C vector. But that is nothing but which vector, guys? As per the diagram, that is nothing but your D vector, right? So we are getting that A plus B plus C vector is nothing but equal to D vector. And what was the question asking you? Was asking me what is A plus B plus C plus D equal to how much, right? And we just saw that the value of A plus B plus C plus A plus B plus C is what? Simply D. So A plus B plus C is simply D. So the answer becomes how much? D plus D, 2D vectors. Got it? So for that, you can take this down. By the time I'll upload the files, export it as a PDF in desktop, downloads, documents, 12th, where after 12th? 11th or 12th? 12th J, right? No, sorry, 11th J. Physics. There you go. You can note it down. We're done for the day, right? Later. Hmm.